Well, howdy. I had the nickel stripping tank for the brass fonts going today, and I stripped your two brass fonts. I got some questions on that. This one, which is the 55, has an etched marking in there. It says rehab. Now it's not so deep that I couldn't buff that out, sand and buff that out. There may be a little bit of swale in the shine, depending on how deep that is, or maybe just, I don't know, maybe it has some significance and you want to leave it. Outside of that, this font is good to go. Nice shape. All right, the other one. This is kind of a bugger. It's got a dent right by the rising sun or setting sun logo. Now, there's two ways to deal with dents. One is just to fill with nickel-bearing solder. The other is to pressurize the tank and heat it so the dent pops out. But both of those would be really tricky because they both require surface sanding when they're done. And it's so close to the sun, it might lose some of the integrity of the rays. So I don't want to. It's up to you what you want to do on that. I can give it a shot, but I couldn't promise that the sun logo would be perfect when we're done. Now the other, it has another little dent there, sort of a linear dent. That's no big deal. I can fill that with nickel-bearing solder, copper plate it, and it won't even show. Okay, outside of that, they're both doing pretty good. Got a batch of chemicals ordered from Caswell for stripping nickel off of steel fonts. Hopefully that's going to arrive tomorrow, and I can strip those other two fonts and see where we're at with that pitting that we talked about earlier. All right, so again, rehab. I could probably sand that out, make it go away. The dent by the sun, I'm kind of hinky about that. I'd rather not mess with it, but I can give it a shot. But once again, I can't guarantee that we would get a perfect fix on that without hurting the engraving on the sun. And this little guy here, that's no big deal. I'll fill that with nickel-bearing solder and copper plate it, and then we'll do the nickel. So okay, things are progressing. Just want to keep you updated as to where we're at. All right, have a good evening or good morning or whenever you see this. All right, bye-bye. Thanks.